Life is a time pass, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, पता नहीं, जो थारी राय सो भारी राय, nothing to do, nowhere to go, देखो सुनो मत बोलो, wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100% करे नाटक, किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो, ना कुछ पाना ना कुछ खोना, who asked you live at zero complete level, मौज में रहो, be happy.
Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Human relations, an issue in our life. All relations are established through the agency of mind. We all take care of our body, our house, decorations, furniture, everything. Very good, we must take. We all take care of our body. We have to do exercise, take good food. Very nice. But the life is lived neither by the house nor by the body. Life is lived by the mind. Now let us look within. What care we have taken of our mind. We should be healthy body-wise, yes. Should we not be healthy mind-wise? See? But this never strikes us because this point is not given any value importance by us in our day-to-day life. Therefore, first thing, if we want to establish, comfortable relations with anybody in the world, we have to be first convinced that everything happens only to the mind, nothing happens to body. First step is so important. But unfortunately, we do not take care of our mind, and therefore all the problems come. So what is to be taken care of with reference to the mind? We have to keep the mind healthy. So for the healthy body, we require healthy food. For the healthy mind, also we require the healthy food for the mind. Now, what is the healthy food for the mind? See? Whole day and night we are exposed to all kinds of horrible news and unwanted things which are happening in the world. For good health of the body, good food. For health of the mind, good thoughts. What kind of thoughts we feed to the mind? See, friends. But somehow or the other, it never clicks us. All the time, continuously. You can see anywhere you go. 4 or 5 people come to meet and then they start with them. And what garbage goes inside. See, friends. And with that, we start living in this world where the mind is not under our control. Therefore, it is necessary that if we want to maintain good relations with the world and with the people, our mind must be at our disposal. If our mind is not at our disposal, then we will become a problem to others and problem to ourselves. Therefore, let us know the art of how to mind our mind. Therefore, our scriptures have given many techniques. And one of the technique is what we call yoga. In yoga, the Ashtanga Yoga which is told, this Ashtanga Yoga, Angam is what? Limbs. Like hands are my limbs. Hands don't work for themselves, they work for me. Then legs are my limbs. Legs don't have to go anywhere, I have to go somewhere. So I is the yoga, hands and legs are the limbs. Exactly the same way, when we talk about Ashtanga Yoga, then what is the yoga? See? And all are limbs. So the limbs are Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi. These are the 8 limbs. They are meant to work for me. Who am I? I am the yoga. See, normally in Patanjali followers, they are lost only in an impossible undertaking. An impossible undertaking is yogaha chitta vritti nirodha. It will never happen. Whole life you go on struggling and become frustrated and angry. Little bit disturbance here and there, we lose our control. See, friends, therefore, we have to work on our mind in such a manner that the mind is not an issue for us and for others. Now, for example, when Patanjali Maharshi says chitta vritti nirodha, why we should be afraid of the thoughts? Eyes are meant for seeing. Why close the eyes? See? Ears are meant for hearing. Why plug the ears? In the same manner, mind is meant for thinking. Think. Chitta vritti nirodha, don't think. No, 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 no. See, friends. And therefore, we have to learn, if we want to have good relations with the world, mind must be at our disposal. If we want to drive the car and the car is not under our control, we will be problem to ourselves and to others. Exactly the same way. If our mind is not at our disposal, then we become a problem to ourselves and also for others. See, friends. And therefore, if we want to really have nice relations with everybody, first start working on your mind. Unfortunately, including our parents, nobody ever taught us how to think. Our understanding is because there are thoughts in the mind, we are thinkers. See, friends, there are trees and vegetation and plants in the forest as well as in the garden. But when we go to the forest or the jungle, we are afraid. We don't know what kind of trees they are, whether they are poisonous. There is any kind of disorganized growth. And there may be some insect, there may be some poisonous trees. And therefore, if we happen to go to unknown forest, we want to get out. Now, second place, we go to the garden. Garden is also the same thing, trees, plants. But what is the difference? Difference is all trees are selected, planted. There is proper distance between the trees. They are pruned, they are protected, they are irrigated. Every plant, every tree is taken care of, and therefore, when we go to the garden, we are happy. Come back to your own mind. Is our mind a jungle or a garden? See? We don't know what kind of thoughts will come when. Constantly, caw, 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 like a poultry farm inside. And with that uncontrolled mind, with the wild mind, if we can use the word, with this wild mind, we interact with the world. Our interaction cannot be civilized if our mind is wild. See, friends, it is so important. Unfortunately, we give zero value to this. Therefore, first thing, if we want to have proper relations with everybody in the world, our mind must be at our disposal. Our condition is like what? Suppose we are going down on a road, downward slope, and the car is old type of car, old ambassador car. I can tell from India, I don't know here. The old ambassador car. And you are going down and you have to apply brake. But when you apply the brake gets applied after 10 minutes. By then, accident has happened. Exactly the same thing. When a thought comes in our mind, to apply the brake, we can't. I should not say, but our neighbor's daughter-in-law is far better than our daughter-in-law. Are Maharani, when you know, I should not say, when you know, why don't you keep your mouth shut? No control. We are accustomed to react to every small little thing. And it is here we create problem in all our relations. And afterwards, regrets. Friends, the wounds created by the words, they hardly heal in life. About this, I'll tell you how this uncontrolled expression of the mind in terms of evaluation, comment, etc., destroys our whole life's relationship. This happened in Delhi. There was one Punjabi Amma, must be about 70 or 68, like that. So she was coming for my talks. One day she says, Swamiji, I want to discuss something with you. I said, start. Then she told her story. She said, Swamiji, you see, I am beautiful. I said, yes, Mama, you are very beautiful. My son is also very handsome. I said, very good. Yes, he must be handsome. But you know, he found out a girl with whom he wants to get married is so average. She can't even be compared with even a Kamwali Bai. But he wants to get married to her. So I told him, look here, I have no problem. You get married to whomsoever, but let there be some match. You are so handsome, tall, and well built, and she is so useless type. He has no even one point of beauty in her. When this was said, that girl heard all these things. And ultimately, he got married with her. Then, this one sentence, she is not beautiful, became a Maha Mantra to destroy that old lady. Why America attack on Afghanistan? Because I am not beautiful. Where is the connection? There is a tremendous earthquake in Japan. Why no? Because I am not beautiful. Anything happens anywhere, the moment she opens her mouth, this girl will immediately fire back because I am not beautiful. And that one sentence has made her life miserable. What is the reason? Because no control over our tongue. My friends, therefore, our Maha Mantra that you are listening or not listening, I don't know. One of the Maha Mantra is, Dekho, Suno, Mat Bolo. See, So instead of chitta vritti nirodha on the seat of meditation and suffer silently, we have to understand when it is required, we must talk. When not required, we must have the control over our tongue. Because mind expresses as speech. These are very simple things, friends. Absolute reality, conscious blissful existence, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, expresses in two ways. One as only existence, other as conscious existence. Two things. Depending upon the conditioning through which it is expressing. Only existence is the inert world, Jada Jagat. And the second one is conscious existence, is the Chetana Jagat. So in the Jad world, there is no mind, there is no samsara, there is no nothing. But when it comes to the Chetana Jagat, that means conscious existence, then the Chetana expresses as mind. Total Chetana, one. Expression of the mind, also one. Is only one mind. Now this one mind gets identified with one particular body and becomes the individual mind. See? Like the total space. We have built these walls. Now this has become our building, our space. Now in this small space, if there is something dirty, rotting, the smell will be everywhere. If there is nice fragrance, the fragrance will be everywhere. But in the total space, nothing happens. Exactly, in the total mind, there is no problem. But when the total mind is reduced to the individual mind, see how the individual mind happens? See, by constructing the walls. So, what are the walls? Our body is the wall. So, when the mind includes the body, it takes the shape of the body. And thereafter, all the thinking will be with reference to the shape of the body. It is something like this. If I am holding this phone in my hand, and as we go on airports, we don't want to leave it somewhere, we may forget. So we hold it all the time. And there, if you have to write somewhere something, sign, your signature will be influenced by the hold on this particular object. Exactly the same way. Total mind has no problem. Individual mind starts thinking with reference to, and that reference creates a personality. See, as much I am disturbed because of my wife, this is just example, thank God I don't have one. So as much I am disturbed because of my wife, I cannot be disturbed because of somebody else's wife. Therefore, recognize this. All thoughts require a reference point. A reference point is our body identification. See? Now, thereafter, the mind starts expressing. See, in total space, anything happens, no problem. In the small space, something happens, big problem. In the same manner, in the total mind, there are no problems. Individual minds, problems begin. And what are the problems? Problems are reactions. So, conscious existence expressing as Chetana, Chetana expressing as mind. Now the next step, mind expresses as words. Try this. This is one of the simplest and the most effective way to control our interaction and reaction with the people around us. One of the most important things to do in life. Give it a try. This experiment which I am telling you, I am not telling you from books. I am telling you when I have worked on myself. See, what is the experiment? We see something. Thereafter, we have to comment and try to say something without using the words. In other words, think whatever you want to think about whomsoever, but only one condition: don't use words. You cannot think because mind expresses as words. And what are the words that come? They are nothing but reactions of the mind, are called as thoughts. Like the reaction of the ocean is called as the waves. Waves don't come from outside. Waves are dormant, unmanifest in the ocean. But there is an external cause, heavy winds. Then the dormant waves, they surface. In the same manner, all the thoughts are inherent in our mind. They are not coming from outside, but external cause. Why he has come? He should not have come. External cause. Immediately, those thoughts will start surfacing. These things, if we understand, life becomes like a snap. So simple. See, friends, you must have seen, there are some people, when, suppose it happened in Mumbai, when my lecture was to start, they introduce, like here they introduce. So they introduce. Now our Swamiji has come, relax. I said, what kind of introduction this is? They say, no, there was other Swamiji earlier, before your lecture started, till yesterday, and he was Narasimha Rao. If anybody comes 2 minutes late, he used to shout at them. If some old person gets up halfway, goes out, he will look at them as if he was going to bounce on them. Then he said, it makes no difference to you. Anybody comes and goes. Why? I said, I know those who come early, they are listening or what? And those who come late, they don't listen. I know. Nobody listens. Then why you talk? Time pass. We are not here to teach anybody in this world. We are here to learn. Friends. So every thought that comes, good or bad, it doesn't come from outside. It is dormant in us. And that dormancy breaks in the form of a thought. Like we don't come out of the bathroom without putting clothes, in the same manner, no thought comes out without putting the clothes of the words. Therefore, if we want to have healthy relations with the world, mind your tongue. The highest spiritual practice, according to Sant Dhaneshwar Maharaj. Today I was listening to Dhaneshwari. That is my regular practice. It's so beautiful. So he tells in one of his writings, of all the 10 sense organs and organs of action, if we control one, a lot of our life's problem will be sorted out. And that one is our tongue. Tongue is 2 in 1. One part is for talking. When it is used, it is called jivva. And when it is used for tasting the food, it is called as rasana. If these two things we control, there will be a great, great way to lead a very peaceful life. First is the tongue with reference to their taste. Yes, we must enjoy good food, but that should not become the only issue of life. About this, I tell you how it happens. I was in Gangtok in Sikkim many years before in a Marwari friend's house. Elderly man, that time I was very young. And in Marwaris, ladies don't work. It's only the gents who cook the food. So, gents means the servants, not the men. The servants will cooking the food. And we were sitting on the floor. This is another funny thing. Indian style means sitting on the floor. I don't know where from they got it. Sitting on the dining table is not Indian or what. Anyway, we are sitting down. And a cook gave food to us. And when he took and tasted something, he became so angry. He just threw that plate, abused that Panditji, the one who was cooking. They call him Pandit and abuse. And thereafter, he went away. But I ate my food. Because what happened in the dal, there was more of salt, and in the sabji, there was more of chilies. By mistake, it must have happened. He became so angry. Why? That small tongue. Can't we adjust ourselves in life? Many houses have this one problem. Food becomes a big issue of their life. And thereafter, all the time, only shouting, shouting, shouting. See, friends. So after the food was over, next day, then I thought, let me see today what is the tamasha. So next day, the food was really good. Again, he became angry. I said, he must be a genius to become angry all the time. And what he said, when you can prepare such a good food, yesterday why you did not prepare? Arey Ram. So what can you do to such a person? Friends, our words should not hurt anybody. If physical hurting is there, it can be cured. The words hurt to such an extent, it is irreparable. Therefore, the words are nothing but the unmanifest thoughts. They become manifest in the form of the words. And therefore, there are many techniques by which we have to think twice before we say something. See? There is one school in Dehradun, Wellam Girls School, one of the more very prestigious school. So after my talk was over, now the children, 10, 12th standard, question asked, Swamiji, how to control anger? Because I become very angry. Please tell me how to control anger. Now to those children, what can I tell? Not the big, big things. It should be such that it will help them and they can practice. I said, I'll tell you one thing, but I don't like argument discussion. Okay? Yes. You know, except in the Hindi movie, nowhere it is said, जब तुम गुस्से में रहती हो तो बड़ी सुंदर लगती हो. It's okay only in the movie. But in fact, when you become angry, you lose your face value. So if you want to continue to remain beautiful, don't become angry. And those children were so happy. Yes, Swamiji, really. Idea is, don't make serious issues in life. Small little thing, laugh them away. All the time of seriousness is not the lifestyle. See, friends, therefore, mind, if we are to control, we have to have this clear understanding. Our tongue must be controlled. So before we talk to somebody on any issue, ask a question to yourself. Is it necessary to talk? I guarantee you, my friends, in 99% cases, you yourself will reply, there is no need to talk. So when we talk to others, we talk about our past or their past. And when you go in the past, you forget the present. The joy of life is only in the present. You cannot be happy yesterday, you cannot be happy tomorrow. If you are happy, you are today only. And this is what is the basic of relationship. Don't we like somebody who is happy and cheerful? If somebody is all the time a frown on the face and all that, we don't like such people. Therefore, it is necessary for us to understand that before we get involved in anybody's personal life, never get into it. One thing I like among this Western world, they do not ask and comment on anybody's how they dress, how they walk, what kind of, they don't get involved. We Indians have got a complete history about it, everybody. Yesterday you have put on the other sari, today you have put on different thing. There is something more in this world than finding out what who has put. Therefore, friends, before we comment on anybody on any issue, ask a question to yourself. Is it necessary to talk? Automatically, we will remain calm and quiet. This is how the mind can be controlled, and that is called as the real practice of yoga. But normally, what do these yoga people do? They will be sitting for meditation. Meditation for half an hour, rest of the day, frustration. No, we have to remain in meditation 24/7. And we can remain 24/7 in meditation if we are living more and more in this awareness and understanding. Therefore, before we say or talk or comment on anything or anybody, let us ask a question to ourselves. Has anybody asked us? Now, the second point. We have to learn from every day, every experience. I tell you, our Maha Mantra, which you are heard in the beginning, there are all the mantras which are there. One of the mantra is, who asked you? This mantra was given to me in Badrinath by Bhagwan Narayana. You know how? One day, many years before, I was young, pretty that time, finished the morning darshan at 4 o'clock, bath and everything with all complete thing. There used to be one old Amma there, Bhagwati Amma. She is no more now. And she was treating me like a child. And I used to go spend time with her. She knew the whole Bhagavad Mahapuran by heart. Every day she will be chanting one chapter of Bhagavad Mahapuran before Narayana. And this is how I was spending some time. One day when I came, I sat with her. I said, Mama, give me tea. So I was getting tea. Then I said, Mama, no more giving talks. I have decided now. I am not going to give any talks. When I said like this, she started laughing. I said, why are you laughing? Is it a joke? She said, yes, it is a joke. So when there is a joke, we must laugh, is it not? I said, what joke it is? This is her mantra. She said, did Narayana ask you whether you want to give lecture or not? No. Did I ask you whether you want to give lecture or not? No. Whose question you are answering? Who asked you? See, what a powerful mantra it is. Many a times we talk when nobody has asked us anything. Keep on talking, talking, talking. The net result is that becomes our habit. And these habits are difficult to destroy. They destroy us. See, friends. Therefore, this is so simple that we must have absolute control over our tongue. Otherwise, so many things are happening in this world, and then we keep on reacting. Even when we study the scripture, there also we take the stories and we react. See, like one person in Vrindavan asked me this question. Swamiji, why Bhagwan Ram killed Wali hiding behind a tree? I said, I don't know. This is the Maha Mantra I got from your children. You ask any child here, any question, they will be like a Gayatri Mantra, Bhur Bhuva Swaha. In the same manner, you ask them anything. They do the Bhur Bhuva Swaha. A, U, E, and mantra comes. I don't know. Then I don't know is such a powerful mantra. Thereafter, no question comes. So I invoke that mantra. When that man asked me why Wali was killed hiding behind the tree by Bhagwan Ram. So I said, I don't know. He said, I can tell you. No, I didn't ask him. he told, Swamiji, Wali had a boon that anybody who comes in front of him, his 50% strength will be transferred by the Bluetooth to Wali. And therefore, Wali will be always more powerful than the enemy. Then, therefore, Bhagwan Rama was hiding and he killed him like this. So I kept quiet. He said, I told you so that if somebody asks you this question, you can tell. Okay, imagine. I said, you know, incomplete. I'll tell you something further also. What? Who had the power of taking the 50% energy from the enemy? Wali. Exactly the same way. Ghar Wali takes 50% energy from the husband. And husband always becomes a weakling. Therefore, husband, hasi band, they can never laugh in their life. Here you may be laughing loudly. There you try. Kya kaha? Friends, don't make life serious. Life is a celebration. Don't calibrate. And calibration comes when we are very much argumentative. This, no need. Look at the world in a light vein. See? Otherwise, we become a problem to ourselves and to others. Therefore, the mind has to be controlled, and first step to control the mind is control the tongue for eating as well as for talking. And for that, one more technique I can suggest you. Keep yourself occupied in learning something new. Don't spend whole day. Learn something new. In every one of us, there is a child. Don't allow the child to die in you. Who is the child? The child constantly wants to learn something. See? When I was in Calcutta, I was learning Bengali. And like you must have seen the children, when they learn ABCD, they will be going with their mummy. And then when they, mummy, wait, I can read English. And he will say, read B-A-T-A. See, mummy, I can read English. Because he has recently learned ABCD. Same way, when I was learning Bengali, I went once somewhere for a walk. There was a clock shop. So I stopped there and it was written in Bengali. So slowly I was reading. Because I saw it is a clock shop, so I could imagine what must be. Gha, di, ka, du, ka, na. And I was so happy I could read it perfectly well. There was a Bangabandhu behind me. He said, not like this thing. I said, then like what? Ghodi ke do kaan. Ghadi ka dukan became Ghodi ke do kaan. What a joy it is. Learn something. Whatever you learn Chinese, phonetic language, that will give you a different dimension of life. When I was telling this thing in Bombay, one elderly Sindhi gentleman, he said, Swamiji, last time you told, it clicked me. And I had decided to learn. Very good, learn. Do you know what I am learning? I said, I don't know and I don't want to know. This is your personal business. No, I want to tell you. I said, okay. I am learning Sanskrit. I said, very good, learn. Do you know why? I said, come on, I don't want to know. No, but I want to tell you. Yes. Because I heard in the heavens they talk Sanskrit. It is a Deva Bhasha. And therefore, when I go to heaven, I should not have problem. Therefore, I am learning Sanskrit. I said, you are a real genius, Sindhi. I said, but you must have a plan B. Suppose you happen to go to hell, then? He said, I know Sindhi. This experience of your is God realization. What did you get? Nothing. You are happy for no reason. See, friends, we are here only to express happiness. Don't become serious on any topic in life. And when you just learn to remain light-hearted, then your relations with everybody will be comfortable. See, it is said in Hindi, tabla और दिमाग हमेशा चढ़ा के नहीं रखते. You know, when you play the music, the tabla is tightened only at the time of playing the music. After the work is over, you should loosen it. Otherwise, it will lose its capacity. Same way, दिमाग हमेशा चढ़ा के रखना. No, no, relax, relax. Slowly, slowly, when you take this attitude, then the mind will not become a problem for us. Now, to come to this point, we have to exclusively work on our mind. If we can mind our mind, instead of minding the mind, we only complain about the mind. Haji, the mind is too disturbed. When Bhagwan Krishna tells Arjun, Atmaupamena sarvatra samam pashyati Arjuna, sukham va yadi va dukkham sa yogi paramo mataha. The real yogi is the one who is able to maintain equanimity under all conditions. In reply to that, Arjuna says, Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramathi balavadrudam tasyaham nigraham manne vayor iva sudushkaram. Hey Krishna, you tell us, control the mind, but Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balavadrudam. 4 qualities of the mind he enumerates. Chanchalam, unsteady. Then Chanchalam hi mana pramati, because the mind is disturbed, our whole system gets disturbed. Then Balavad, it is so strong. And Drudham, it is obstinate. To that mind to control and behave with the world is very difficult. As difficult as controlling the tycoons that comes. Bhagwan Krishna says, see, Chanchalam hi mana Krishna, when he said, Bhagwan says, yes, mind is difficult, but abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grijyate. We have to put efforts. What are the efforts? First of all, number 1, we must stop complaining about the mind. Second, let us define what is a disturbed mind. We simply say, no, mind is disturbed. Kindly define it. What do you mean by a disturbed mind? Try. The moment you start working on the mind, mind becomes quiet. So disturbed mind is when the mind runs from place to place, time to time, and object to object. See? Like somewhere in Australia, in Newcastle, my friend, his son was, I think, class 6 or 7 standard. He came from the school. And I had a very long journey. So after taking food, I slept. I said, don't wake me up in between evening lecture. So let me take rest. But the boy came from the school and he woke me up at about 3 o'clock or so. I slept hardly at 2 o'clock. He woke me up. Swamiji, no sleeping. You are not come here to sleep. You have to play with me. Now what can I do? I had to get out. I played with him for some time. Then I said, now I listen to you, now you listen to me. Yes. Tell me something. Do you go to India anytime? Yes. Tell me something which I do not know when you go to India. He gave me the highest knowledge. That's why I'm sharing with you. He says, Swamiji, when we go to India, we talk about Australia. When we are in Australia, we talk about India. See? And then we complain, the mind is disturbed. Why can't we learn to remain happy wherever you are? If you are so much in India, go back. That you don't want to do. Then condemn this place. See, friends, this is such a simple spiritual practice. Try to be happy wherever you are. You will not have any problem in life. See? Then the second thing, mind runs in times. When we were children, all oldies have got that disease. We have to learn nobody is interested in our past. Everybody is concerned about their future. What do we have? If I have got peanuts in my pocket, can I distribute chocolates? I'll take out the same old stuff. जब हम छोटे थे, who cares? So, one of the most simplest spiritual practice is this. This Maha Mantra I have given to many people. You try this. You want to take that mantra? It's very easy. Keep your right hand on your heart and repeat what I say. May 15th, 2024. May 15th, 2024. May 15, 2024. Now your Diksha is over. Now apply this. You are not going to talk anything that happened in your life before this date. Now try to talk. Swamiji, last time when you came, chup. See, friends, all the time the same thing. जाने कहाँ गए वो दिन, वो भी गए भाड़ में तुम भी जाओ. And then we complain, mind is disturbed. See, friends, simply telling the mind is disturbed, but not spelling it out. What is the meaning of a disturbed mind? That mind which doesn't remain where it should be, that mind, it doesn't remember when it should be. Therefore, our Mahamantra is, wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100%. See, friends, nobody can help us in this. And therefore, many times, why the elders are not accepted in the company of the youngsters? Because of the same thing, you know. Oh God, आ गया 1857 का मॉडल. चलो. Friends, because we have never worked on our mind. We don't realize this. Whether somebody wants to listen to us or not, we keep on bombarding. Slowly, when we become aware about this, that either our mind is running from place to place, or it is running from time to time, or it is running from place to place, running from person to person or object to object. One grandfather somewhere in India asked me this question. Swamiji, have you seen the Sri Krishna serial? I said, I have seen the original one. Serial I don't see. Why? I said, I don't have a house, I don't have a TV, so I don't see. You know, I have seen that. I said, very good, continue. You know, whenever I used to see Krishna on the screen, I was remembering my grandson, from the sublime to the ridiculous. When you look at your useless grandson, if you think of Bhagwan Krishna, then your mind is properly trained. But you look at Bhagwan Krishna and think about the useless things in this world. See, friends, this is how our mind is never where it should be, when it should be, and what it should be. See, friends, the whole Bhagavad Gita is only this much. We don't have to go for anything beyond this. That was the only problem Arjuna faced. On the battlefield, you can be none other than a warrior. That's it. But instead of that, he became somebody's grandson, somebody's disciple, somebody's brother, and all the problems came. And friends, when you are in utter present, you are one with the divine. Why? Past is tense. Future is tense. When you drop the tenses, present is also not a tense thereafter. Then it is presence, not present. Let the presence be our experience. Now be attentive. This presence is experienced in very many simple techniques. One technique is, yesterday I told you, when the vision looks at any color, any form, vision is always in the present. Because when one color is seen and it is shifted from that color to another color, it doesn't carry the hangover of the earlier color. In short, our faculties are only in the present. But what happens? After we see, hear, smell, taste, touch, then immediately the mind takes us either in the past memories or the future worries. And according to that state of the mind, we react with the world. See, my friends, therefore, our Patanjali Maharshi has given a beautiful technique. If we want to really help ourselves, that our relation with the people should remain calm and quiet, first of all, we should be at peace with ourselves. A person who is at peace with himself or herself alone can be at peace with the whole world. In second chapter, Bhagavan Krishna says, Nasti buddhihi ayuktasya, nacha yuktasya bhavana, nacha bhavayata shantihi, ashantasya kutas sukham. Ayuktasya buddhihi nasti. He who is not disciplined in his thinking process, his understanding cannot be correct. Normally, do we think or we react? Ayuktasya buddhihi nasti. Now, what should be the way of thinking? Thinking is change the standpoint. We look at the world only from our standpoint. Take the standpoint of others also. Then we will come to know everybody is right in this world. Nobody is wrong. But if we are walking the spiritual path, we have to rise above everything. One example will make it clear. There was a teacher, a drawing teacher. He gave examination to the students, made them sit like a clock, 12 students, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 12 of them sat like that. And in the center, he kept some things like a kettle, a flower pot, one or two glasses or a cup or something, and he kept it. And he said, now all of you start drawing, looking at the thing and draw on your paper. So after about 1 hour or 45 minutes, he said, now over, exam over, now evaluation. So he said, transfer the paper from the 12 o'clock student to the 3 o'clock student. 3 o'clock student should pass on to the 6 o'clock. 6 should pass on to the 9. 9 should pass on to 12. 1 should pass on to 4. 4 should pass on to 7. 7 to 10. 10 to 1. In this manner, transfer your papers. They did it. Now evaluate. All of them evaluated. Don't show anybody. You are examiner. So they did one. And he now give to me. All the papers came to him. He said, look here, you have drawn, you have examined, I have not done anything. No, I am giving you the results. He started reading. Everybody was wrong. He said, I have not done anything. Wrong, 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 wrong. How can it be wrong? Everybody wrong. He said, yes, they are all right. You're all wrong. Why? The 12 o'clock student's vision of that object and that of the 3 o'clock student was different. Their angle, their standpoints were different. Then let me see it. And then he saw and corrected everybody right. What is the difference? The teacher was able to understand from what angle, how the things look. And therefore, a wise man never misunderstands anybody. Otherwise, man is obsessed with his standpoint. And this is how the relations get spoiled. See, we don't understand that the next generation have got a different way of life. What was during our time and today, it cannot be the same. But every house you can come across the same problems. See, Swamiji, these days the children don't listen. And I like fun in my life. I am not serious at all. In one house, they asked me, Swamiji, um, you know, mm, back home, at when we were children, we used to listen to our parents and we were so obedient and so nice and all that. But our children, they are so horrible. What should we do? I say, you can do nothing. Gone case. Why? Why this is so? Only because we were lucky to have good parents. What do you mean? I say, you understand. Stop blaming others. Learn. They are leading a fractured life. Outside, hi-fi. Inside the house, Matoshri, pranam. Outside, hi darling. So they are so fractured. And then you ask them to be like you were at home. It cannot be. Understand their position. Therefore, instead of understanding them, we misunderstand them. And this is how the gap between the two generations keeps on widening. Earlier, most of you must have been married a fixed marriage. Today, fixed marriage is outdated. See, one of my friend in California, when his children were finishing their college and all that, I said, hey, when are your kids getting married? Swamiji, yes. If I get an invitation from my kids, Dad, we are getting married, please come. If you get time, drop in. We'll be in the court. If we get that kind of invitation, we will be thinking we are very lucky. Accept it gracefully. See? No. I want to get a sample from India. Don't do that. See? Another example in Washington, D.C., a Nepali Amma is no more. I used to stay with her. Her son, very nice, well-read and very well placed. So, we will get a girl from Nepal, not from here. Girls are useless and all that. So, a Nepali girl was imported, got married. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. After 3 months, that girl told her husband, and it's okay, now we stayed with your mother. Now I want to live independently. I want my space. And I have got my dreams of my life. I will make my house like this thing. Your house is, everything is there. I have nothing to do. I'm just living like one of the furnitures in the house or what. I want my own way. So the problem came. Now in between, one side mother, one side wife, like the two blades of a scissor. And in between, the husband comes son and cut. Every house the same story, no different. Then that mother-in-law, my lady friend, she was the wisest mother-in-law I have ever seen in the world. She told her son, Beta, you don't have to prove that you love me. You are my son. You don't have to prove. You have to prove to your wife that you love her. Therefore, stay wherever you want, the way you want together, live. Whenever you feel, once in a while, drop in. You are always welcome. See, friends, how simple things are there. If we can understand the standpoint of others, you will never misunderstand anybody in the world. And if there is no misunderstanding, there will not be wrong interactions. Friends. And this happens only if we can have perfect control over our thinking process. And thinking process can be controlled if we have control over our mind. And it can be controlled by a disciplined life. And the discipline is, before we talk to others, ask a question to ourselves. Is it necessary to talk? And second thing, we talk to ourselves. Now this is second point. Try, work on it. See? When you don't talk to yourself, no thought will erupt. It will not happen overnight. Just try with 1 minute at a time. Now itself you can try. For 1 minute, do not talk to yourself. Now, exactly what happened, understand this. When mind is not allowed to express as words, speech, the speech dissolves in the mind. Mind without thoughts is Chetana. Up to here is our journey. Chetana is the principle of life. Up to here is our journey. Hereafter, he takes over. We have to relax. Give it a try. Just sitting quiet, 1 minute, no talking to ourselves. In due time, we can increase the stamina. Make 1 to 2, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. But what asana we should follow? So I have given a name to this yoga. It is my special yoga. The name of this yoga is commode yoga. In the morning, when you land, before the job is done, don't talk to yourself. You can't say, I don't have time. Time hai. Slowly, slowly, that old habit of constantly will stop. And with that, we will not disturb others. A person who is at peace with himself is at peace with the whole world. A person who is constantly talking himself, he cannot like anybody sitting quiet. He will go and disturb them. Give it a try. It's not difficult. With these, relations will be taken care of. So we have seen 3 ways. Now the 4th way we'll see tomorrow. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.